Hey everyone, this is Randy from BibleBuyingGuide.com. Today I am taking a look at the new Quentel ESV in black pearl calfskin with full Yapp. So let's take a look. So we have the 2016 ESV with a double column layout, bottom of page references, black pearl Italian calfskin with an edge-lined liner with silver gilt line and full Yapp. So we see that it does touch all the way around. It overlaps actually. And I love the grain on that. That is a beautiful grain. Sewn binding, 3 3/8-inch ribbons in navy. The overall size is 6 1/4 by 9 1/4 by 1 3/8, and that's when I fold it down. That's just an overall size with it folded down. It weighs 2 pounds 4.6 ounces. It includes 28 GSM paper. This is the Royal Jongbloed exclusive paper, Indopaque from France. It feels like it has a coating. It includes titanium pigment, so it is a very high quality paper. Some don't like that it's a thin paper, but it's easy to turn. I have no issues turning this paper at all. It's highly opaque, especially for how thin it is. Very opaque. The only time you really notice any show through is in the poetic settings. So it is printed with line matching. The lines match on the same place on both sides of the page. That does improve readability, and it does work. 10-point typeface, and the original edition was an 11-point, so it has been reduced to 10-point. And it now has decorative drop caps, and then includes red highlights. Now they've moved the chapter numbers in front of, at the beginning of the chapter, and each one has a little decorative icon that looks good. The drop caps for poetry are 3 lines, and the drop caps for prose are 4 lines. It does look to be the same drop caps as found in the Canterbury, so they look really good. A little bit smaller in this one, they seem to be. 80,000 references in the footer, and it does include the full set of footnotes. In the back we have a table of weights and measures. So there's the table of weights and measures. Then we have a concordance. This is the Crossway Concordance with 3,000 word entries and 14,000 scripture references. And this actually is my one complaint about this Bible. The concordance typeface is printed very small. And that's okay if you have good eyes, but if you have older eyes like I do, this is hard to read. If I could change one thing, I would make the typeface a little bit larger. And you can see here that it does have the edge line tab, and it is a little stiff. It does have a little bit of a hump because of that stiffness. We have pages in the back that are lined for notes. Now what I like to do is to actually increase the size of the font for the concordance and not have the line notes, not have the line pages for notes. And then we have the 12 Bible maps. And these are pretty maps. They still do include the 2-page map without any space between. So it is a little bit hard to read. Like this map, we have space in the gutter. This map does not. Then we go back to maps with space in the gutter. I would like to see this map with a little bit of space here, make it a little bit easier to read. We would have to reduce the size of that map, but I think that would be ideal. Maps do look good. Good quality maps. And then several thick end sheets. We have an index to maps, which I prefer. I always like it when they include an index to maps. That just makes the maps that much easier to use. Not a large index, but still, it's an index. And then several thick end sheets to give it structure. And there's the liner. The liner is leather. It's navy. And there's the pages that glue to the tab. Tab is a little stiff. In the front, we have presentation page. And you can see it is a little bit stiff. I haven't used this for long. I've only had it about a week. And then presentation page. And this is the thick end sheets, non-glossy. Everything is highlighted in red, which I like the look of that red. Family pages include marriages, births, and deaths. Let's just go ahead and take a quick look at the page. So we start with the preface, explanation of the features, then we get into our Old Testament text. So it does stay open fairly well. It's not trying to fight me too bad. So no issues there. So you might hear some cicadas in the background. But no issues here. Lots of space between the lines, so it's easy to read. Lots of white space. Around 8 words per line. It looks good. Red highlights throughout the page. Verse numbers are in black. This is a paragraph setting. It does look good. I like the look of this. The darkness is maybe a little darker than the previous edition. This text looks really good. It's easy to read. It doesn't get lost in the gutter. There's enough space in the inner margin to bring the text out of the gutter. So no issues there. I find the Bible easy to hold open. Now, even though this is calfskin, it's not the same thing as the older calfskin editions. It's not too stiff. It's not as flexible as goatskin. But you can roll that around if you wanted to. It is edge-line leather, so it's not the same thing as the older calfskin with a paste-down liner. This is not even in the same category. This looks nice. Feels nice. It's elegant. 6 raised hubs on the spine. Silver printing. And then we have blue under silver for the page edges. That looks good with this. I like this. I think the black pearl might be my favorite. Just enough roughness that you can see that texture and feel that texture with your fingers. I like the look of that. It's easy to hold, easy to carry. It doesn't feel large at all. Not a large Bible. You can hold that and read it. I have no issues holding this and reading it. No issues preaching from it either. It's easy to teach from, easy to preach from. Easy to follow along where you're at. Easy to find your place. Now, it can be a little difficult to find verse numbers at a glance because they are small. They don't stand out. They're not a different color. They're not bold or anything like that. So it will take an extra second or two to find those. I actually do prefer that. And the reason is they don't get in the way when I'm reading. Also, the verses, the references are not marked in the text. So when we see the text without any interruptions except for footnotes. And the reason for that is that the footnotes don't include the chapter and verse numbers. So what they've done is they've made an easier to read text, made it cleaner. I prefer this. This is my preference, 100%. It reminds me of the Concord. The Cambridge Concord has the bold reference system, and those references are not marked in the text. They're placed next to the text so that you can find them really easy. Well, in this case, it does take an extra second to find because you have to look in the footer to find the references that you're looking for. You don't actually know that a verse has references without looking in the footer. I'm okay with that. I don't use these references that much. I use them enough to use them for study. I use them enough to have them in my Bible. I don't need them in every Bible. But when they're here, I do like to use them. I don't need them so bad that they need to interrupt my readability of the text. This is my preference. I'll take this. I'll take this design over any other design. Now, placement of references, I don't really care so much about. They can be in the footer. They can be in the margins. This is a good design, though. I like this a lot. So, in my opinion, this is the best version of the Quentel. I'll take this design over all the other designs, simply because it does have more words per line, which is a little bit easier on the eye for poetry especially. Poetry looks good. I like the poetry in this. It gives you a little bit more space for letters. It gives you a little bit more space for lists. So it works well. This is a good word count. Now, I have seen a very slight bit of print variation in the darkness, but not much. Just enough to mention it. It never gets light. It never gets even that noticeable. I only see it because I was looking for it. There's a slight bit of difference there. Very slight. Not enough to care. I don't care at all, but I wanted to mention it because I did notice it. But I only noticed it because I was looking for it. So yeah, this is an excellent Bible. I like this Bible. I like this a lot. In the next video, I will do comparisons between this one and several other ESVs, premium editions. I'll place some links in the notes so that you can make a purchase if you're interested. This Bible was supplied in exchange for an honest review from Skylar from evangelicalbible.com. They did not ask me to to give a positive review, only an honest review, as always. So that is an excellent Bible. I highly recommend it. Have any questions, let me know. Stay tuned for the next video where I will compare it to other ESVs. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching.